Hi everyone, I'm Sean Marasigan and I'll be reporting on the printing process. So I would like to begin my report by giving you a scenario. So try to imagine that you are working for a student newspaper, and this is 4 decades ago, where the concept of printing meant painstakingly writing articles by hand, and on the weekends there will be a team of printing press that would type the text on specialized machines and cut out strips and try to tape them all together along with photographs, which is freshly developed in the dark room. So the negatives would be fed into a large machine to produce the final print, which is the campus paper or the school paper. And fast forward to today, the word printing is now it means something different, entirely different. So thanks to the advancement of technology. So this is what I'm going to discuss, and let's take a closer look on how printing process has evolved and what it means for us today. So today I will walk you through the significant transformations in the printing industry, covering topics such as desktop publishing, digital printing, and print on demand, and the impact of these changes on the people, time, space, involved in printing. So hopefully by the end of my report, you'll have a clear understanding of the advancement in printing technology and how they have streamlined the printing process, and also identify the key changes brought by digital print on demand services. Recognize also the effects of technological innovations on people, time, and space in the printing industry. So let's begin. So let's start by looking at the evolution of desktop publishing. 30 to 40 years ago, printing required large specialized machines and dedicated staff, of course, for typesetting and the layout. Today, word processing and desktop publishing softwares comes in like Microsoft Word, Google Docs, and Adobe InDesign and other software as well. And these have made it easier for writers to become their own typesetters and primarily layout artists as well. So with just a few clicks on by the author, they can already create their own format. They can format the document and even prepare it for printing. Alongside with this shift, many offices are now becoming paperless. It's hard to imagine a book production, producing a book without a paper, right? But many aspects are now done digitally. So editors can editors, for instance, would prefer making corrections on a soft copy or soft copies rather than, the traditional way of using red pens, marking it on the printed drafts. Even layout artists share digital proofs instead of physical printouts, reducing the use of paper in production process. Next, let's talk about the changes in printers and copiers. So the word printer used to mean a large machine in a printing press, but now it's the gadget on your desk that can print, scan, copy, and even fax. So the multifunction of printers nowadays are widely used because they allow users to produce the exact number of copies needed, and no more worries about in terms of overproduction or extra costs. They are more cost efficient for small offices and even classrooms. So for higher volume printing, on the other hand, such as producing examination papers and for thousands of students, high-end copying machines are available that can print at a speed of 60 copies per minute, and it can be also printed on both sides. It can also be collated, sorted, and even stapled. So they practically can do everything, except make coffee. Kidding aside. So digital printing has been a game changer as well, especially when it comes to small print runs. In the past, printing fewer than 500 copies cost really expensive because of the setup cost for traditional offset printing. But digital printing has changed all that. Today, it's possible to print about 50 copies or even fewer and update the material as often as necessary. And this change also paved the way to a new service model called print on demand. So try to imagine this scenario. So a publisher receives the manuscript, designs the cover, and then prints it as orders come in. So it's easier. No large inventory is needed, no risk of unsold books piling up in the warehouses. So this particular technology has opened new opportunities for individual authors and small publishers as well. So authors can even pay for a short print run of 50 copies or fewer, just like what I mentioned, which is ideal for academic publishing. So sometimes professors, for examples, often use self-publish their work, assign it in a desktop, assign it as a textbook for their students as a reference, and they can even earn royalties for each sale that they do. Moving on, now let's look into the broader impact on people, time, and space. Because of advancements in printing technology, fewer personnel are needed for the production. Unlike before, there are a lot of people who will be trying to print copies of this text. So the author can now also be the typesetter, of course, thanks to the powerful publishing software. Meanwhile, layout artists, editors, and even illustrators are expected to have digital skills, especially in handling text and images electronically. So the actual printing process has become faster too. So whether you're talking about office copiers or large industrial presses, but one thing that has not changed is the need for efficient storage and delivery system. So printed materials still require space, of course, whether it's for blank paper or finished products. So distance education institutions, for instance, have large warehouses dedicated to storing their printed modules as well. So despite the rise of print on demand, effective storage and distribution remain crucial. So to summarize, technological advancements from desktop publishing to digital printing have revolutionized the printing process. We now have faster, more flexible, cost-efficient options. Print on demand, in particular, has reshaped the way books are produced and, of course, distributed, empowering both publishers and individual authors as well. However, challenges like storage and logistics still persist, reminding us that despite the digital progress, traditional aspects of the printing industry remains relevant. In light of what I have discussed, I'd like to open the floor for discussion with these questions. So, in what ways do you think print on demand technology could impact the future of academic publishing and textbook distribution? Also, with the rise of digital printing and paperless offices, what do you think are the future roles for large scale printing presses? So I'm excited to hear your thoughts about this. So please do uh, post in your answers to these discussion points in the forum, and I would be happy and be glad to discuss further this information. So thank you for listening and have a pleasant day.